Hello folks, and welcome back to another review of the English Premier League. We start off this week with Crystal Palace versus Chelsea. Chelsea pulled further clear with a club record 11th win in a row. Diego Costa was yet again the match winner, scoring his 50th goal for Chelsea in only 97 games. Costa and Eden Hazard are back to their best after a poor 2015-2016 season. Although Costa's habit for collecting bookings means he misses the next game against Bournemouth, as it was his 5th booking of the season. Chelsea controlled the early stages of the game. Perhaps Crystal Palace's tough midweek fixture against Man United affected them, but it was Palace who had the first real chance, with Jason Puncheon dragging a Martin Kelly cross just wide, and then Puncheon put a free kick just over the bar. Costa's goal came just before the break, when Cesar Azpilicueta floated over a cross where Costa managed to outjump Scott Dann, and Palace goalkeeper Wayne Hennessy was lost in no man's land, which led to Costa having a free simple header. Chelsea had numerous other chances in the second half, noticeably from Kante, Fabregas, and a Marcus Alonso free kick hit the bar. Andros Townsend had a good chance for an equaliser late on with a free kick just outside the box, but his shot is still yet to come back down. All in all, it was a good, comfortable win for Chelsea. Next up, we have Middlesbrough versus Swansea. A comfortable win for Middlesbrough, as 2 goals from Alvaro Negredo and 1 from Martin de Roon put away a poor Swansea. Although they won 3-0, Middlesbrough manager Edgar Karanka described it as their worst performance this season. It was an important win for Middlesbrough, who are now 4 points above the relegation zone and have beaten all 3 teams who are in the bottom 3. Swansea, however, remain rooted down there in the bottom 3. Middlesbrough lost Danish midfielder Victor Fischer early on with a bad ankle injury. Negredo scored his second double of the season. His first was a low shot past Lucas Fabianski from an Adam Clayton cross, and his second from a penalty. The victory was assured with a Martin de Roon side-footed volley from a Gaston Ramirez pass. So, a good 3 points for Middlesbrough, but it's looking quite bleak for Swansea. Next up, we have quite a controversial game of the weekend, Stoke versus Leicester. It was a game marred by a harsh red card for Jamie Vardy. Half the Leicester team got booked, and a fight back from 2-0 down to claim a vital point. Leicester had already lost 7 of their 8 away games this season, so things looked bad when they went in 2-0 down at the break. Vardy was given a straight red in the 20th minute for a 2-footed lunge on Mame Diouf, although he had won the ball and had been shoved by Stoke defender Glenn Johnson just as he was making his challenge. It was a harsh-looking decision, which Leicester have now appealed. Stoke took advantage soon after with a controversial penalty scored by Bojan. Ali Simpson slid in to block a Bojan cross, but the ball hit his arm and the ref pointed to the spot. Just before half-time, a Gianelli Mbula shot hit the post, and then goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel's back, leaving Joe Allen with a simple tap-in. The usual mild-mannered Claudio Ranieri tried to get to the referee at half-time, but was restrained by his keeper Kasper Schmeichel. Schmeichel, who had just returned in his first appearance since October when he suffered a broken hand, made a couple of good saves which kept Leicester in the game. Midway through the second half, Claudio Ranieri brought on Demarai Gray and Leonardo Ulloa, and 2 minutes later they combined to pull a goal back. Ulloa heading in Gray's cross. Ryan Shawcross tried to clear it off the line, but the goal line technology showed that it did in fact cross. Leicester got their late equaliser when Christian Fuchs swung in across and Daniel Amartey rose the highest. So this was the second year in a row that Stoke had blown a 2-goal lead against Leicester to finish as a draw. So Sunderland versus Watford. An important win for Sunderland that takes them off for Christmas with their third home win in 4 games. This was a poor quality, scrappy game, but a win that leaves Sunderland 1 point from escaping the bottom 3. The winner came when Man United loanee Adnan Januzaj ran away from Kabul in the Watford half. He passed to Jermaine Defoe, who centred it to Patrick Van Aanholt, who scored on his second attempt. Watford had chances in the first half, but the Valan Barami volley was brilliantly saved by Jordan Pickford. Miguel Britos then headed wide when unmarked at the back post. Pickford made 2 late saves from Daryl Jamat and Odion Ighalo as Sunderland held on for an important 3 points. We come on to West Ham versus Hull. A good win for West Ham, although perhaps a good indicator of how the match went was that the West Ham fans voted for the post as man of the match, as the woodwork was hit 3 times by Hull, who also had another chance cleared off the line. Hull's bad luck continued when they conceded a dubious penalty when referee Lee Mason decided Tom Huddleston had fouled Michael Antonio. After Sunderland's win, this result means Hull will be bottom at Christmas. West Ham were yet again booed off by their own fans at half-time. Their move to the London Stadium has not been a smooth one. Hull had missed chances through Maguire, Clucas, Livermore and Bacani, who also hit the woodwork. A defensive header from Noble hit his own post, and a minute later an Andrew Robertson shot cannoned back off the inside of the post. Robertson then cleared off his own line a IU header from a Payet cross. Before West Ham's penalty, Edmilson Fernandez headed Harry Maguire's corner off the line. So we come on to West Brom versus Man United. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was the match winner for United again, as he continued his goal scoring form, his double making it 10 goals in his last 9 games and 16 for the season so far. United were solid as they made it 10 games without a loss. United's first goal was well worked as Antonio Valencia played a long ball to Jesse Lingard, who half-volleyed a perfect first-time cross, which was met by Ibrahimovic header past Ben Foster. Rooney almost equalised Bobby Charlton's record on 23 minutes with a shot from 20 yards that Foster saved well. Ibrahimovic soon after received a yellow for a bad challenge on Craig Dawson. Dawson returned the favour at the start of the second half, which earned him a yellow. On 55 minutes, Wayne Rooney broke down the left and passed to Ibrahimovic, who went past Gareth McCauley easily, and his shot took a double deflection, which wrong-footed Ben Foster. Late on, Salomon Rondon and Rojo clashed, resulting in Rondon slapping Rojo. Both received yellows, but the ref missed the slap. So all in all, a comfortable win for Man United. So now we come on to Sunday's games, and the first game was Bournemouth versus Southampton. This was a good derby win for Southampton, as Bournemouth were in the better form of the two. After winning their last 2 home games against Liverpool and Leicester, Bournemouth would have been confident and got the perfect start when Nathan Ake headed in a 6th minute lead from a Jack Wilshere cross. It was his first assist in 2 years. Soon after, Ryan Bertrand's dribble and finish made it 1-1. Southampton had scored just 3 in their last 7 games and had lost their main striker Charlie Austin to injury, so it was a perfect time for Jay Rodriguez to score his first goals since August. His first came from a Steve Davis cross, and he got a second with a superb 20-yard strike to secure the win. Bournemouth have won 6 games this season, but never 2 in a row. They're doing well, but they're not going to trouble the top half of the table unless they get some consistency. This was Southampton's 5th win in the last 6 games against Bournemouth. Next up, we have the big game on Sunday, which is Manchester City versus Arsenal. And Man City temporarily moved up into 2nd place as Arsenal lost their 2nd game in a row 2-1 Theo Walcott put Arsenal 1 up after only 5 minutes, with a good finish from an Alexis Sanchez cross, and that's the way it stayed until the start of the second half. A marginally offside Leroy Sané ran through from a David Silva pass and slipped the ball past Peter Cech into the corner of the goal. Wenger was clearly upset with the decision and let the fourth official know exactly what he thought. City got the winner 20 minutes from the end when a marvellous crossfield ball from Kevin De Bruyne found Raheem Sterling on the right wing. He still had a lot to do as he held off Nacho Monreal and Koscielny to finish at Cech's near post. Wenger thought this goal was also offside, as David Silva was in an offside position when Sterling took his shot, but not interfering with it. The Spaniard did, however, try to flick at the shot, but it's hard to tell if that interfered with Cech's attempted save. Arsenal fell away in the second half and lost the control that they had in the first. In the end, it was a pretty comfortable win for City, but a bad week for Arsenal as they fell further behind Chelsea. Next up we have Tottenham versus Burnley. Spurs came from behind to beat a dogged Burnley team. Dele Alli had struck the post for Spurs early on, but some slot defending allowed Ashley Barnes to poke home from close range. But Ali soon equalised with a finish from a Kyle Walker cross. After an hour, Spurs manager Mauricio Pochettino brought on Moussa Dembele, who turned out to play a major role in the remainder of the game. After 69 minutes, he clattered into Burnley's Stephen Ward with a late high challenge that should have been a red card instead of the yellow that he received. Then a minute later, he broke free running forward and passed the ball to Danny Rose, who finished well at Tom Heaton's near post. It was a dominant performance from Tottenham, who had 30 shots on goal, forcing Heaton to make 7 saves during the game. Victory moved an improving Spurs to within a point of neighbours Arsenal. Burnley's opener was their first away goal from open play this season, but they have now picked up just 1 point from 8 away fixtures. And then finally we have the Monday night kickoff, which was the Merseyside derby, Everton versus Liverpool. Sadio Mane scored a goal deep into stoppage time in an important victory for Liverpool that moved them up into second place and 6 points behind leaders Chelsea. The game had 8 minutes of stoppage time due to a long injury to Everton goalkeeper Martin Stekelenburg, who had come off after a collision with his own defender Leighton Baines. Sané's goal came after a mazy run and shot from late substitute Daniel Sturridge. The shot came back off the right post, and Sané was the quickest to react as he poked home into the empty goal. It was a scrappy game of little quality and few good chances. Stekelenburg and his replacement Joel Robles both had to make saves from Roberto Firmino, and Everton only had one real effort in goal that Liverpool goalkeeper Simon Mignolet saved easily, his second away clean sheet this week. Everton's Ross Barkley should have been sent off in the second half for a terrible studs-up tackle on Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson, but was lucky to escape with only a yellow. All in all, Everton will be disappointed to have lost to such a late goal, but it was a vital win for Liverpool. So in the end, I got 6 predictions right this week out of 10. The first time that I haven't picked Liverpool to win, they win. I took Bournemouth to beat Southampton, and it was an away win. I took West Brom and Man United to be a draw, and it was a comfortable win for Man United. And I took Sunderland and Watford to be a draw, but it was a home win. The rest were correct. So let's have a look to see how that affects the table. Chelsea are 6 points clear as we go into the Christmas period. An important win for Liverpool late on against Everton keeps them within touching distance, although it does seem that it will be hard to catch up. Manchester City's win takes them above Arsenal into third place. Tottenham, Manchester United both won, so they're starting to pull away from the pack around mid-table. Hull and Swansea lost again, so they stay in the relegation zone. Sunderland's win takes them to third bottom, but they're now only a point away from getting out of the relegation zone. But maybe not really, because their goal difference is so bad. And their goal, you could say they're really 2 points away from getting out of the relegation zone. Whereas in mid-table, 6 points separates Burnley in 16th to West Brom 8th. So the middle of the table is looking very tight. So actually 7 points separates Southampton in 7th and Burnley in 16th. So this next group of fixtures around Christmas and New Year could be very important, with moving up and down the table. A couple of good results over the Christmas period could see a team like West Ham or Watford get a good boost up the table. So that's my review for this week. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again on Friday for a preview of the Boxing Day fixtures. Okay, cheerio, bye.